Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Starcastic Remarks. I am Chris, followed by my brother James, and boy howdy, Joe Pavelski is a great hockey player. The Stars win tonight against Montreal. Final score 5-2. The Stars blow this game out of the water. James, how are you doing after that win?
I'm doing great. That was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And first initial thoughts. Other than the Toronto game, all the games this season have been so stress-free compared to last year. Every
That's
single
so
game
true.
was so stressful. So more games like this. It has to be good for my mental health. But anyway, let's get right into the game. So starting off in the first period, the Stars pretty much coming out swinging. They're in charge the whole 15 minutes, the whole first 15 minutes of that game. About 4 minutes in, Stars will get a power play goal by Joe Pavelski. Crazy, disgusting backhand into the cookie jar. I mean, there's no stopping that. Great goal by Joe Pavelski from Jamie Benn and Robertson. What do you think about it, James?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Pavs roof it like that before, but he caught this pass, then flipped the puck on in by himself and then roofed it. Like, that was sick. I've
All
never
in half
seen
a
him do
second.
that.
All in half a second. It was ridiculous.
It was like split second decision. The goalie didn't even know where it went. It just poof, gone.
Yeah.
It's in your net.
The guy's amazing. So the Stars, even beyond that goal, continue to push this whole first part of the period. This whole game was like ebbs and flows throughout the first two periods. The Stars had a lot of momentum, switched back to the Canadiens, who got a lot of momentum, switches back to the Canadiens for probably the last 7 minutes of the game, of that period, maybe. And then a goal by Mike Hoffman, actually, on the fourth line for the Canadiens. He scores a goal from Evans, and I forget how to say Wi-Fi's name, but Wi-Fi. And he was all over the ice for the Canadiens today. Good bounce back goal for them. Really got the crowd back into it. Did you see this goal, James? What did you think about it?
Yeah, I did. This came off of Johnston missing that slap shot in the top end of the offensive zone. It gets picked off instantly, and it's just a rush the other way. I mean, sometimes you'll get whiffs like that, or you'll shoot it off of another defenseman, and that's how they got that rush, and they scored on it.
Yep. So the Stars pretty much hold on for the end of the first period, just try and get to intermission. They do get to that intermission, and right out of the second period, we're going to keep doing it because we like the name of the line. The Minutemen strike again. Joe Pavelski, the second goal of the night from Rope Hentz, not even 20 seconds into the second period. Tell us about that goal.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I don't understand how they keep doing it.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. They constantly score in the first minute or the last minute of any period. It doesn't matter which one. They're a threat when you put them on the ice in the closing minutes of the period or the opening minutes. They're able to get moving immediately. They're always ready for puck drop.
And it's recognized by DeBoer too, because they start every period and they almost end every period as well. It's weird.
They know how to get going fast, and they know how to keep going. It's a lot of fun to watch, and it makes it fun for spectators because you have to be in your seat watching the game before the period even starts. Otherwise, you're gonna miss a goal.
Get in your seats, boys. Get in your seats. The second period is really where that ebbs and flows is what I was talking about. So right after the Pavelski goal, Canadiens respond with a couple of really good shifts. They draw a penalty. This is the second one of the night that is taken away by a penalty of the Canadiens' own when they're on the power play. Following that, 4-on-4 chance, Stars get another power play goal, this time by Jason Robertson with some beautiful passing, looking just like the first 3 games of the season on the power play. Tic-tac-toe. Jamie Benn with the second assist on that one. Pavelski with his third point already. This is Jason Robertson's second point on the night on this goal as well. This has to be one of the prettiest goals of the season so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we call that line the Avengers line too. They make it seem easy at times.
Yeah, it looks like the puck just goes right through the defenders on the other team. That goal is definitely one of them. And then obviously Jason Robertson is the guy who executes on our team, and he just takes care of business. I mean, what a great shot. It was easy. Then lots of ebbs and flows throughout the second period. Can't believe more goals weren't scored, and there was 4 goals in the second period. It felt like there should have been so many more. But a while goes by, probably a whole 10 minutes is what it looks like here, until Wi-Fi gets a goal. seeing eye shot from the blue line. This was when the Stars actually had more momentum, and it felt like they were just running downhill against the grain of play. Wi-Fi shoots one from the point, finds its way in. Ottawa's a little bit screened. What did you think about this goal, James? It's a little bit weird.
I mean, it was the first weird one that we've seen Otter let in on the season. Honestly, that's fine. I mean, he's gonna start letting in more. This was the first night he let in 2 goals. It's not a problem if we keep scoring like we have been.
Yeah, and he's still fantastic. I mean, you said it.
Yeah,
this
he
is
was
his worst
still
game,
great.
and he allowed 2 goals on what was it, 34 shots. So yeah, he's still outstanding. Let's go ahead and give his stats before we don't give him credit like we have been recently. 941 save percentage, 32 saves on 34 shots, perfect on the penalty kill. Guy's nuts. Love him.
Yeah.
So that one goes in weird. I think he could have had a chance on it. I think he didn't work around the screen very well, but it was still screened, and he still got a piece of it too, even. So yeah, just a weird play overall, in my opinion.
And it was very, very minor, but he did seem a little bit less confident than he did in the Jets game, in my opinion. But I mean, that could just be because game to game it changes.
I think the big thing there was the rebounds. I think he was giving up a little bit more rebounds, like juicier ones, because he does give up rebounds, but he like pushes them out a lot, instead of eating them up. But I obviously we both still think he was fantastic.
Yeah.
So Wi-Fi scores that goal. Stars respond pretty well to that goal with a couple of good shifts of their own. Then in the dying embers of that second period, Jamie Benn gets down deep into the zone against Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's all over the ice this game. Starts roughing people up, distracts everybody in the Canadiens stadium looking at Jamie Benn, and there's Esa Lindell, 2 shots and he scores. So Esa Lindell with his first of the season, and the last member of the Finnish Mafia to need a goal, and he finds it. So the Finnish Mafia is now all on the board.
They're scary, guys. They're scary.
Yeah, we got to start getting some Finnish flags out into the AAC. That would be hilarious. So Esa Lindell from Ty Dellandrea. This one, like I said, it was strange. It was like it was 3-on-3 for about 10 seconds. And he figures out how to put a puck in the net. Probably one of 5 goals for Esa Lindell in the season. But it was perfect timing because this ended the game, essentially, for the Canadiens. Yeah. All the wind was out of the sails. Start of the third period was just kind of drag.
Yeah.
And that ends it pretty much.
And that's what's strong about the Minutemen too, is because when you score goals like this in the first minute and the last minutes of the period, it hangs over into the next period, and it hangs over and if you score at the beginning, it lasts the entire period. I mean, those goals are so strong. So that's really that's why that line is as good as it is.
Yeah, it's the big momentum swings is what it is. And hockey is definitely, more than any other sport, is a game of momentum. And like you said, those first and last minute goals really shift momentum huge. Third period, overall, kind of wide open. Not a whole lot of try from either team. Pavelski nets the hat trick on a really weird play. Just go watch the goal. I still don't know what really happened.
It just magneted back to him. I mean, there's 2 defenders coming back. They tried to break it up, and it just kind of, the puck just ended back up on his stick, and
the hockey gods were just like, "You're getting a hat trick." Sorry, Pavelski.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy. It seemed like he just had one of those nights where it's just like, "Okay, here, take it. It's yours."
Yeah. So Pavelski ends the night 3 goals and an assist, 4-point night. Unbelievable. Crazy game by Pavelski. James, I'm going to give you the softball pitch. Who is your biggest winner of the night?
My biggest winner is Joe Pavelski. He's amazing. He's so good. He's the oldest person on our team, and he has 3 goals and 1 assist on the night. A 4-point night for a 38-year-old.
Yeah, it's exceptional. And we keep saying,
it's not fair.
At some point, age is going to win. It always wins. So when is it going to win?
Not yet.
I thought it was going to be this year. I thought he was going to be 10, 20 points off his pace from last year. It doesn't look like it. He was the best player on the ice by a mile. And he just, it's crazy. I don't understand. I don't understand how he does it. He's better in Dallas than he was in San Jose. And
it doesn't make any
older.
Sense.
He's 37, 38.
He's 38.
He's an old man. He has kids, and he's still doing this crap. I'll give you my biggest winner. I'm going to give it to Jamie Benn. I feel a little conflicted on this. He had a good game. He was very all over the ice. 2 assists, 2 points. He somehow
the first points of the year.
first points of the year, which is very important for him to get. He ends the game somehow with a -1 still. So he's still on the ice for.
That doesn't seem right.
No, that doesn't make sense. What are
That
you
doesn't.
talking about,
That's wrong.
NHL?
That stat's wrong. We're ignoring that
That
stat
has to be
now.
wrong. Either way, it must be even. I don't know.
Doesn't
Either
matter.
way, he was on the ice for both of the opposing goals. Don't love that.
I think a lot of that, though, came from him playing with Johnston and Delandre. I mean, that's a young line. Yeah. They're going to make mistakes, and that's what happened on one of those goals tonight. I mean,
definitely,
Johnston just whiffed on the shot.
Definitely, and that's where I always say plus minus kind of fails.
Yep.
But other than that, 5 shots on goal. The first period, especially, it was amazing that he didn't score in the first period. That took an act of God. 2 hits, some huge hits, and a 69 nice face-off percentage. He was really, really good all night long. I loved his play. Really impactful. Even if it wasn't goals, it was assists, and it was just the physicality that he brought in the game. That's our captain right there, is what it is. That's what we need Jamie Benn to be.
Yeah, we finally saw our captain after 2 years. It's been 2 years.
He's back. But I saw a good point by Saad Yusuf on Twitter. He was like, if we can get this Jamie Benn just every 3 to 5 games, we'll be happy. We'll take it. And that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for him to take over a couple games like this. And that would be great. That's all we really want from Jamie Benn. James, you have a biggest loser tonight, or you want me to go ahead and give mine?
I do have a biggest loser.
I wonder who it is.
My biggest loser is Yanni Hakanpää.
Yes.
Stop taking penalties. Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't put your stick in their skates. Don't do that.
I mentioned it earlier in the season.
Everyone else did so good. Everyone else did so good tonight, not taking penalties. And Hakanpää was just like poke. I'm like, dude, please. Yeah.
So
please.
Hakanpää gets the hat trick of penalties. 3. I think they were all tripping penalties too.
No, one was high sticking.
Oh.
But they're all stick infractions. It's 3 stick infraction penalties. I mean, we are fine with Hakanpää taking penalties, but we don't want stick infraction penalties from anyone. That's not what you want.
I said that earlier in the season that I'm fine with him taking a couple more penalties, but like you said, the stick infraction, no. He needs to be using his body anyway. He's the biggest guy on the ice.
If it's
manhandled.
If it's like a roughing or like a boarding, you're gonna take some of those. I mean, you still don't want to, but if he's hitting like he should be, he's gonna get some of those. Yeah. But you cannot do the stick infractions. You just can't.
Overall, still very happy with the year Yanni Hakanpää started with. This game was not good. He just needs to put it behind him overall. Just forget about this game. Keep moving. Another big thing we need to talk about, power play, fantastic. 2 for 3 on the night. None of them were full power plays. So 2 for 3, no full 2-minute power plays. Fantastic. And then on the other side, 0 for 4 for Montreal on power plays. So 4 for 4 on the penalty kill for the Stars. Again, I think 2 of those weren't full power plays. Still very good. We've only allowed 2 power play goals the whole season with the abundance of penalties that we've taken.
Yeah. It's been great.
So special teams has been fantastic. I actually saw before the season started, we have our forward coach and he runs the power play, and we have our defensive coach and he runs the penalty kill, which is different from what it was last year. Last year we had a forward coach, a defensive coach, and then we had a special teams coach. That obviously didn't work very well at all last year. Really liking the system that we got going on this year. It's obviously working very well. The Stars are doing great. I mean, overall. Yep. James, do you have any other things you really want to add to the after game review tonight?
You didn't give your biggest loser, but I'll say something else. I didn't like Gurianov switching with Delandria. That annoyed me. Mostly because Delandria has looked good and he's looked like he's had a lot of chemistry with Sagan and Marchment. And I don't know why you would split that up unless you're like trying to find a different third line that can actually score.
I'll play devil's advocate tonight. I'll play devil's advocate there. I think Gurianov works better on that second line. I think it matches the style a little bit more as a faster, bigger, more aggressive line. I think he fits that slot a little bit better than Delandria does. You always talk about Delandria kind of gets pushed around sometimes, especially on the boards. Gurianov, that doesn't really happen as much in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I think it would be. And you also want to get Gurianov going. I mean, he's still making $3 million. This is a guy who needs to score points, and he hasn't done it.
The problem is he's just not doing it. And and now he's getting second minute or second line minutes, and he has looks, but he's not scoring. He's not scoring. He's not getting assists, and with switching Delantry off that second line tonight, thank goodness our first line was on all cylinders. Because Pavelski had 4 points. That's how we won tonight. It's first line.
Yep, for sure. Definitely agree. Yeah, that's a tough thing to call. Is like, is it worth giving Gurianov more time to try and get him going, or is it worth just taking what we have with Dellandre? I mean, Dellandre again tonight gets another point with the assist on the Lindell goal, so he's still playing great even on that third line. So yeah,
and there was
a
point in between line changes where Dellandre made like a great pass to Marchment in line changes while they were in the offensive zone. I was like, that's why I want him on the second line. He seems to know where Sagan and Marchment are going to go all the time.
I think it's the right chemistry. I'd like to see them back too. Like I said, that was devil's advocate by me, but yeah, I think Dellandre is better suited on that second line as well. We'll see what happens though. It's tough to do anything bad right now if you're the Stars. I mean, this is game 5, points in every single game. How many points do we have this year so far?
We have 7 points.
7 points already through 5 games.
4 wins, 1 overtime loss. Or that's 9. Sorry.
Oh, 9 points.
With today's win, we have 9 points.
Yeah, so
that's a crazy start.
That's a crazy just start to
crazy
the season.
red hot start.
Yes, and this is against.
And we're in Canada.
We didn't talk about Montreal a lot. This is against a Montreal team that's off to a red hot start too. I mean, 3-0 at home to start the season, right? And we just come into the barn and blow them out of the water. Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
they have had a good start, but I mean, it still feels like it's the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, they're not going to be the bottom feeders of their division anymore, but they're still not going to be great in my opinion.
This team offensively reminds me of like a Toronto light. Like they just have 2 lines that can do what Toronto does.
Yeah.
So they're all or nothing. We're going to win by 7 or we're going to lose by 6. And that's what it is. And I feel like that's what we saw tonight. And some exciting players on the Canadiens too. They're definitely not going to be the bottom of the division. I think they might even be fighting for a wild card if things go right for them. And if Jake Allen plays as good as he's been playing, but
their division is still crazy though. I mean, that's the Toronto, Florida, Tampa Bay division. I mean, those 4 you think are going to be a lock, and with how good Boston has started this year, goodness.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a good division. Totally agree. So I guess I didn't give my biggest loser. Biggest loser, I'm going to give it to, oh wait, I forgot who it was. I think, dang it. I think it was Caulfield kept getting knocked around all night by the Stars. Big hits all over the ice by the Stars. And I loved that. Mason Marchment threw a huge hit. Freaking what's his face threw a couple. Glendening threw some massive hits.
Glendening has thrown some massive hits in the beginning of the season, man. He's all over the place. He seems to be loving that fourth line that's just constantly hitting all the time.
The fourth line has been so. Our depth guys have been really fantastic. Actually, let's give some shout outs to them real quick. Glendening has a great night, not great on the faceoff dot, but just the physicality that he showed all game long was fantastic. And he's probably got 33% on faceoff. That's probably because he was on the wing and he's coming in second and he can't take a penalty on those. So you have to be less aggressive. That's probably what it is. Radek Faksa, 60% faceoffs on the night. I forgot to mention Glendening's shorthanded time. 2 minutes of shorthanded time for Glendening. 2 minutes of shorthanded time for Faksa. Faksa gets a shot on goal. Then we go down to if we go to Dellandrea, 50% face-off percentage. I think he just went for 2. 2 minutes shorthanded time on ice. He's been starting our shorthanded on our penalty kills recently. He's been very good on that. Even Kiviranta tonight, he is one of the leaders on time on ice for the Stars tonight. 14:41, 2 minutes and 14 seconds shorthanded time. Yeah, I mean these depth guys have just been really good for us, really solid, and we even saw goals from them last game too. So just overall, Stars are doing fantastic. This is getting back to the way we played the first 3 games after the Toronto game. Really, even the Toronto game, we just lost the rhythm because of all the penalties. This is the Dallas Stars that we should expect moving forward, especially if we don't take so many penalties. And that just seems like that's our kryptonite. James, when is the next Stars game?
The next Stars game is on Monday. It's in Ottawa. It's at the same time, 6:00.
And then the game after that's the first game of a back-to-back. So we got 3 games in 4 nights. You know when that game?
No, let me pull it up real quick.
The second game is. Sorry, I really just pulled that
So
on you.
then we play Tuesday in Boston at 6, and then on Thursday we play back in Dallas against Washington, 7:30 start.
Yeah, lots of hockey coming up. We'll probably see Wedgwood in one of the next 2.
I expect we'll see Wedgwood in this first game, honestly, because I kind of want Otter for the Bruins, because the Bruins have been firing, man. They look deadly right now. But we'll see what they decide. I think either way we'll be fine as long as we can stay out of the penalty box.
Yeah, they've both been great. Yeah, just stay out of the penalty box. It seems like we win every single game. So we'll wrap it up here tonight, guys. Stars win 5-2 against the Red Hot Montreal Canadiens. We'll see y'all back on Monday at 6 p.m. GG, boys. James, take us out.
One second.